Hello, this is Pastor Nick Hood, and we'll be starting worship in just a few moments. I think I have an interesting sermon today. This is Mother's Day, and typically we extol the virtues of mother and the love for the children and the care for the children, and I'm going to do that. But today I'm going to talk about a special mother in the Bible. Some people refer to her as the least represented mother. And not just mother, but person in the Bible. Her name is Keturah. Say that, Keturah, Keturah. Keturah had 6 sons by Abraham. But it's an interesting story. I invite you to flip back through the book of Genesis. But you may remember Abraham marries Sarah. Now stick with me on this. Abraham and Sarah go to Egypt. And while in Egypt, Pharaoh takes Sarah. And when he takes Sarah as his own wife, Abraham tells him, he said, well, she's really my sister. But that wasn't true. He told a lie. It was a big lie. And in a dream, Pharaoh realizes, because God talks to him, he said, you've taken another man's wife, and you're going to die for this. And so Pharaoh becomes quite upset. He gives Abraham a lot of sheep. He gives Sarah back to Abraham, and he gives him some monetary gifts too. And then Abraham and Sarah leave Pharaoh in Egypt, and they make their way back to the Oaks of Mamre. And there eventually, it's a long story, and I don't want to steal the story from you. But Sarah and Abraham have a child when he's 100, and that child is Isaac. But before Isaac, he had another son by a gift that the Pharaoh of Egypt gave to him. The gift was his daughter. Her name was Hagar. But some people, and I don't want to spoil it for you, but some people say that her real name is, matter of fact, some Jewish scholars. Now there's some debate about this, but there are a number of Jewish scholars who say that Hagar is really Keturah. And but Hagar, Keturah, has a child by Abraham called Ishmael. And after the death of Sarah, because Hagar has been sent away by Sarah, after the death of Sarah, Abraham goes to be reunited with Hagar, also known as Keturah. And they had 6 sons together. And I'm going to talk about that, Black Hagar. I'm going to talk about Black Hagar. And what does it mean to be a first world mother? Now you think about that. Think about what does it mean to be a first world country, a second world country, and a third world country. And I maintain that Hagar was a first world wife. She was a first world mother. And as I said, I don't want to give away the whole story for you, but start reading around Genesis 11 and just keep reading. And you'll learn about Abraham and Sarah, then you'll learn about Abraham and Hagar, and then you'll learn about Abraham and Keturah. And I know some people who got a free set of the World Book Encyclopedia, because the World Book at the time, we're talking about 40 years ago, did not mention Keturah as a wife of Abraham. And the father and the family challenged World Book. And you know what? They gave him a whole set, all to himself. So anyway, think about it. And in a few minutes, we'll be worshiping. We'll be starting worship. But I thank you so much for being with us this Mother's Day. God bless, God keep you. And remember, I am praying for you. God bless. God keep you, and God make his face to shine upon you. We'll be starting in just a moment.